The things we saw in Ren's door were horrific. All kinds of messed up. Inhuman. Just all the words. We can't even. We have one more door. Please be a happy door. We need you to be a happy door. All is one, and one is all. All begins with one, and in the end, it returns to one. Only when you have released all the other doors shall this one open. Yes, please. The Ariel, right? When it collapsed. Are we gonna be like getting to see the aftermath? Like the cleanup efforts and everything? Didn't Estelle and Joshua, like, travel around Liberal, helping with cleanup? And restoration efforts before they left for Erebonia? Maybe that's what this is about? Or maybe there are people who find, like, pieces of its debris back on land, and they try to sell it. This is like next level technology and everything, right? Or rob banks with it. We don't know. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. Hey, Blue Blanc. Don't just stand there, say something. Why should I be the one to break the silence? Words have no meaning in the face of such a splendorous sight. All there is for us to do is to be overwhelmed and awed by the spectacle before us. Bah. The others still haven't come back either. Kind of crummy ending to this whole shtick, huh? Ren left the city and has since departed this region. Luciola is missing, but no good can come from us fretting for her safety. Oh, no worries on that front. Just think it'd be a waste for a woman like her to die so early. So, you know, here's hoping she didn't lose her life for nothing. I quite agree. As for Louvet, I fear the odds of him making it out alive are non-existent. We're still bitter about that. Still bitter. Yeah. Darn it, if I'd known this was gonna happen, I would have finally made him fight me. Aww. He was always finding excuses to get out of it. Because he doesn't want to fight you. You guys were comrades. Maybe friends. Well, unlike us, he had a clear and specific purpose for taking part in all of this. And it looks like he may well have been able to achieve it, at that. Though he met his end, I have an inkling that he, at least, is satisfied by the ending to this story. Ugh. It's not good for you. Hard to believe it's all over. Or maybe not. What? What's happening? I thought we were going to use that floating city to rule a borough. Then we were going to use it to rule the whole continent. Oh, Gilbert. Still living in his delusions of grandeur, we see. So why is this happening? This wasn't supposed to happen. Wait. Did anyone ever actually say we were gonna do that? Or was I just thinking it on my own? I was, wasn't I? Ah! That's hilarious. I hate my life. All I seem to do is get humiliated by them and abused by Lord Campanella lately. And then to top it all off, this happens? Just what have we all been doing? Gilbert? Wasting his life away? Lord Campanella. I'm relieved to see you're well, sir. The same to you, fine gentlemen. I'm thoroughly impressed with your work ethic. It takes guts to dedicate yourselves to your duty, even at a time like this. You should see what's happening outside. It's a sight to see, you know? All the mirror in the world couldn't buy you tickets to a show this incredible. You're not too late to check out the show if you head out now. Why not go take a peek? I won't tattle. We couldn't possibly. We wouldn't dream of abandoning our posts without permission. I suppose you wouldn't after the training you've been through. Well, no matter. Now, mind letting me inside? I've got something I need to take care of in the sanctuary, you see. Sir? But we've been ordered not to let anyone inside without the professor's permission. Even you, Lord Campanella. He's as dead as you'll be if you won't let me through. I don't think even I can get a dead man's permission now, can I? He threatens them so casually. What? But that's just not possible. Oh dear. Is my word worth that little to you? I'm hurt. Maybe I should have a little fun with you like I always do with darling Gilbert. That might make you a little more inclined to have more faith in me. We never once doubted your word, so you need not trouble yourself on our behalf. That's lovely to hear. Well then, why don't you go outside and watch the show like I suggested? You're under no obligation to guard this place, now that the man who ordered you to do so is no more. Gladly, sir. Good luck with your business, sir. Dude is scary. They may have served their purpose now, but it seems a terrible waste to steal their memories and toss them out like garbage. You can steal their memories? So that wasn't just a Weissman thing. Maybe I should put them under my command. But you have Gilbert. Even all the noise going on outside can't reach this far inside the ship by the looks of it. Just as well, I couldn't fulfill my role otherwise. Requesting access. I, Enforcer Number 0, Campanella the Fool. Hereby request access to the Celestial Globe in place of the third Anguis, Georg Weissman. What is going on right now? We've been waiting for you. Already here, I see. What the heck? This is how Ouroboros has their meetings. No Zoom for them. They have an entire alternate dimension. I certainly never envisioned that the Faceless would perish. Poor thing. All the trouble he caused his old friends finally caught up with him. Weissman had friends? That can't be true. We don't believe it. So, how exactly did he die? I'm simply dying to know. Oh, I wish you could have seen it. The poor fellow was turned completely to salt, from the top of his head to the tips of his toes. Then it all came crumbling down into itty-bitty pieces. You know, they don't seem surprised about what happened to Weissman. Like, we thought that maybe Campanella was reporting to everybody else about what happened to Weissman, but nobody seems actually surprised? So we wonder, was a hit put out on Weissman? And that's what Campanella was there for. It's just that Kevin got to him first. Or maybe Campanella was just there to make sure that Kevin did his job. Then it all came crumbling down into itty-bitty pieces. Oh my, what a chilling way to go. I do wish I could have been there to witness it for myself. So he fell victim to the result of that singularity in Northumbria, did he? Ah, I would have loved to have seen the real thing when it first appeared. Who'd have seen that coming? That guy never seemed to let his guard down even for a second. I imagine it was the work of a Dominion. Almost certainly the fifth, the position everyone previously believed to be vacant. Oh, right. Guess that explains why he screwed up. So what's the fifth Dominion's name then? Kevin Graham. He calls himself the Heretic Hunter, and he studied under the one and only Carnelia. Still have to read it. Seems like a real riot too, twisted in all the right places. He studied under Carnelia now. Now I'm even more interested in him. You've got to be kidding me, Abyss. After how into Lenhart you were, you're not even gonna mourn his loss for more than a second before setting your eyes on a new guy. Oh my, you've got me all wrong. I assure you that I'm mourning Leon's death in my own way. He's not a man I'll likely ever forget, especially as I could never get him to show even the slightest hint of interest in me to the very end. Indeed. He truly was a skilled swordsman. His loss will be keenly felt. He was the only one among the enforcers who was able to cross blades with you, I believe. Certainly of those I have fought against, I often asked him to humor me with my training. They don't seem very upset about, like, losing members. But relatively speaking, they do seem a little bit more upset about Louvet's death than they do about Weissman. Even though Louvet was, like, just an enforcer, and Weissman was actually, like, at their level. It's kind of hilarious. Dude just had no friends, apparently. Not even among the other Anguis. always felt as though there was a chance he may surpass me as a swordsman one day. It makes knowing he lost his life before having a chance that much more difficult to bear. In my opinion, the loss of the Blade Lord isn't all that significant when you look at the bigger picture. A tiny, predictable loss in our overall combat capabilities. Now, the loss of the Angel of Slaughter will have much more of a long-term impact. Is that because of Ren, though, or is it because of Potter Martyr? Oh, the chick with the scythe. I wonder if she'll come back in the end. She seemed pretty confused. So they've somehow been keeping tabs on everything that's been going on. That's a decision for her and her alone to make. We may be above them in the Ouroboros hierarchy, but that doesn't give us the right to order them around. That is the way of the society. But still... Professor, all of us here are well aware of the importance of the Gordia series. But this is a law decided by the Grand Master. Surely you are aware of what that means. ... You only need to look at Weissman's obsession with that black-haired boy to see what can come from being too fixated on someone. Indeed, that very obsession proved to be his undoing. Isn't that right, Campanella? You could definitely argue it was one of the factors that led to his failure, yes. Kevin seemed like he was trying to use it to his advantage too. Alright, I'll drop the issue. But know that as long as the 13 factories are in my care, the Gordia series will be of unparalleled importance to me. So I'll be keeping an eye on her from here on to observe how well the one she has is functioning. Certainly, we'll leave that to you. I believed we've talked for long enough. The time has come for the Grandmaster's advent. Is that so? How thrilling. It's so sad, but Ren is clearly just an experiment to these people. But there's no way that Ren doesn't know that as well. The only people who really actually care about her are Estelle and Joshua. Luve too, but like, you know, he's gone, so... I see you have all gathered. Yes, Grandmaster. With the exception of the third Anguis, all are present and accounted for. Very good. You deserve my thanks for observing all that transpired as my representative, Campanella. I'm pleased to hear as much, Grandmaster. I imagine you are already aware of what transpired during the Gospel Plan, even without me relaying the details. But allow me to fulfill my most important duty. Something shiny? Is that Weissman's weapon? Oh my! So that's the Ariel. Oh! So Campanella did steal the Ariel. Thank you. If only the price we paid to obtain it weren't so great. Yeah, Luve's a big loss to the team. Weissman, Lenhart. To say nothing of the countless other sacrifices, both human and otherwise, that arose through this plan. I, and I alone, bear responsibility for each and every one of them. That is simply not true. Please do not place the burden of blame upon yourself. The Faceless alone was at fault for his death. Yes, he was. But if anyone should take the blame, it's we Anguis who chose to overlook his behavior, rather than steer him back on the right track. No, I half expected that this is what would happen. Yet I chose to leave all of the decisions in his hands. I I did so because I believed that to be necessary for this world. But nonetheless, the blame is unequivocally mine. Oh, Grandmaster, why must you blame yourself so? What is going on right now? ... There will inevitably be a reaction to what has happened in time. But I imagine the church will act regarding that. Let us leave the matter to them. As you wish. I must admit that my curiosity is piqued, but it shall be as you desire. In that case, what should all of us do now? ... The bells in the west have rang, and the first pact applies no more. I hereby proclaim the completion of the first phase of the Orpheus final plan, the Gospel Plan. And the initiation of its second phase, the Phantasmal Blaze Plan. Very well. Leave everything to us. We, your loyal Anguis. In accordance with your wishes. Shall now fully devote ourselves to the execution of your plan. Well, that was weird. So it's time for the Phantasmal Blaze Plan to begin, huh? The stage is set, at the very least. It's going to utterly dwarf the Gospel Plan in terms of both quality and scale. Things are finally about to get interesting. By the way, I might be the last person you want to hear this from, but... Who's eavesdropping? Oh, we're eavesdropping. Would you mind stopping the whole peeping in thing, mysterious stranger? Side story, Phantasmal Blaze, finished. Are we all being crowned as royalty now? So that was interesting. Still don't understand how Campanella managed to steal the Ariel from Weissman while they were still attached. At least, that's what we remember happening. But we could be wrong. But besides all that, it does make us wonder, is the society collecting these artifacts? The Septarians. And if they are, for what purpose? Is it just world domination? Gilbert definitely thought it was, but Gilbert's also delusional, so we can't exactly trust everything he says and thinks. Right? But you do gotta wonder. That was an interesting little moment, though, with Campanella calling us out at the end.